Well, as with any trailer, you're going to have to look after it, and especially comes when you're using a boat trailer. So my trailer, it's in and out of the water as often as it can be. Salt water gets into it, you know, they can all bind up. So it's time to have a go at replacing those brakes and giving a bit of a tune up and the axle a little bit of love. So I brought it down to Mike's garage and we'll see how we get on. Alright, so inside the pack for each side you've got a pair of brake shoes, two different length springs. That one goes on the bottom when we get in there, that one goes on the top, and a little retaining screw as well. Might just make it safe with an axle stand under there, don't rely on just the jack. In the case of whipping that wheel off. Centre hub.
Little cap that holds, little screw that holds the cap in.
Yeah, happy days.
Yes.
Just took the little hub end off and there's a load of grease just come out there.
I just didn't want to quite fill my socket up with quite so much grease.
So a little oil seal.
I don't know what the hell that was.
Grease seal.
Yeah, it must be. An O-ring of some description. 32, sir.
30. On the Ooga Dooga.
I think that was about 5 Ooga Doogas, that one. Ooga Dooga. Right, it's a little tight, so a bit of a de-adjust on here.
And that's the brake adjuster at the back.
Correct.
Correct, sir.
Adjust it right off as we're fitting new ones, sir.
Well, that takes the pressure off the drum. Does it make it easy to come off?
Makes the drum come off with absolute ease, sir.
Lovely, lovely. She looks in good condition in there.
Better than the other side.
Yeah.
Doesn't want to come off quite so easy. There we go. There we go.
That's the new one that's going on that Mike just took off. And you've got to push it in, take a little hook off the back. Beautiful. That's the state of the old ones. Not very pleasant at all. Here are the new shoes coming out the package.
Well, the top spring doesn't go all the way through the hole, it comes out of the middle.
Is that a mic top tip?
That was.
You have to pay for that sort of advice, don't you?
Well, we learnt that from the other side when I tried to put it all the way through and it wouldn't come back round the corner.
I know what you're talking about, mate. Alright, springs are on. Short one on the top, long one at the bottom.
was this?
Oh, you're joking, aren't you? You had the gap facing towards me.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know. Of course you do.
Yeah, I do know you told me.
Yeah.
Oh, you're joking. Funny guy.
You got to hook it through.
This is the spring that holds the shoe in the back plate to stop it from pushing forwards. It's just a retaining spring. There we go. That's held in. That one, this side doesn't have one, but it's fairly rigid now.
Well, we found out that the hub won't go back over the shoes that we've put in, so it's because of the cable. So luckily we've got a new cable. So now we'll pop that back in as well, because the shoes weren't just nipping up tight enough to get the hub back over, so they must have been rubbing and grinding the whole while. Get it changed over. The old... Taking off the old cable.
Hollywood. It is.
That sees that cable.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
That wouldn't have been doing it any good then.
No. No.
Got to undo the nut on this side. These little retaining bolts, retaining nuts off, that are attached to the chassis, attached to the axle, and then the cable will come free.
What's Walter doing?
Don't know, go and find out, shall I? Walter!
How you doing, dog?
Walter!
Come here, boy. Put it through. Oh.
No cable's
Sugar
gone
lumps.
through.
No, not yet.
Not yet, it
Taking
hasn't.
that off.
Oh, sugar lumps indeed. Take two, new cable's gone through. Retaining nut goes on to attach it to the axle. And that'll pop through that little clamp and do the nut up on the end. Bish, bash, bosh. Lastly then just attach it to the adjuster. You've got beautiful eyes. Right, that's the old cable.
That needs to come off of the cable. You can see this cable looks well stiff.
Yeah.
It does move, but it's not.
Well, the brakes weren't locked on, so it was obviously doing something.
Yeah, it did, but it's not great. It's pretty stiff. Right.
Nearly off, isn't it? Lovely old job. Lovely old job.
Getting there, sir.
And she goes on the end of the new one.
Shout for Hollywood.
Hollywood.
There we go.
There.
Looks onto there, sir.
Comes through the back of the drum.
I went that way, I believe. Oh, she's fell off.
Oh no.
Yeah, it don't fit very well, does it? Don't like that so much. There we go. That's what we wanted. Right, where's the other little piece of flat metal? That one there. Need to get that in there as well. Through the mouth. She's there. Yeah, it just holds it all in place. Keeps it up. Stops that from twisting.
Happy days.
That goes into there. This you need a spring. A longer spring at the bottom.
Action. Hook it through, give it a twist, give it some love. Getting all the old brake dust and rust and all that muck off there with a bit of sandpaper, a nice clean surface so it actually brakes and stops. Looking $1 million there, Michael.
Not a lot there actually, to be fair. It's only on that edge, which ain't gonna harm that one. And everything's not seized.
Right, hub back on.
Not.
Do you need that seal or not?
No, that don't go in there, that goes in afterwards.
Oh.
Gun. So that seal is actually one that sits around that edge and whacks in with the cap, and is supposed to keep the grease in and the cap from coming out, basically. Where's the little screwy jibby? That's the one.
That just holds the cap on.
Yeah, I don't know what quite it holds to, or why it's even got a hole in it. Because it doesn't actually hold on
No,
to anything.
I'm not 100% sure.
No, I couldn't tell you either, to be fair. I'm sure someone out there knows.
In the World Wide Web.
Yeah. Right. Tighten that up until it grips tight. Once it grips tight, we'll then give it a little bit more. Make sure it's proper locked on, and then we just back off. One. It's loose. I like to back off just that little bit more because you don't want a grinding brake.
Happy ding dong days.
Wonderful. Right.
Last little bit, adjusting the cable on the trailer and adjusting it on the back of the drum just to make sure it's running freely when the handbrake's off. Happy days. Thanks for putting the tyres, the wheels back on, but these are pretty kaput, so you've got a couple of new tyres being delivered shortly. We'll stick them on and then it's a good job done. Well, the wheels going back on. Thank you very much to Mike for doing the brakes, and he even gave the wheels a little paint up. New tyres, new brakes. Let's get out there again.